Hey guys, since I'm quite into do-it-yourself repairs, the same goes for mobile phones and mobile phone repairs, and I've had this set of tools for quite some time now. It comes very handy when disassembling and fixing your phones. This set comes with 30 different bits, flat ones, Phillips ones, star ones, all kinds of bits. It's quite cheap and handy, but it doesn't take away the main issue when disassembling a mobile phone. As you may or may not know, once you're done with the screws, you're left with some prying, some lifting, some wedging or something like that. And for that I've now ordered a 23-piece set from eBay. It's one of those cheap sets. It cost me just around $8 US. So I thought, let's make this video a double feature thing. So let's see what's in this 23-piece set, and let's use it to disassemble my Galaxy S4. Well, let's get started. As you may see, one of these 23 pieces, you can say I wasn't paying attention when reading the eBay description. This is some kind of adhesive tape for the iPhone 4 and 4S, I believe. So this may not be handy for me, but if you have an iPhone, that's suited for you. The other 22 parts are really useful and will come in handy. So we've got different prying tools, spudgers. I believe this may be a production like mistake or production issue. Well, you can't expect insane high quality for $8, but this plastic, I have to say, it doesn't look very durable, but it should hold on for a while for my needs. So different prying tools with flat bits, with pointy bits. This kind of looks like a scalpel, but isn't as sharp. Just flat, thin, nice tools. Well, a nice cloth for cleaning afterwards. I was actually, my main interest was different kinds of spudgers and these triangular wedges, as you may call them. So another plastic spudger, another one, different thickness, different width. This one has 2 ends. For some cleaning, that might come in handy. These strong metal spudgers are also needed, I would say, for prying up batteries that are stuck to the case. For taking off screens, of course. And we've got, I believe, 6 different sized Torx screwdrivers. Well, in today's video, when disassembling Samsung Galaxy S4, we won't be needing them, as it doesn't have any Torx screws, but for some other uses and purposes these might come in quite handy. And this is a SIM ejector tool. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, 6 different Torx screws. Well, their heads are quite thin. I'm not really able to show you, but There are 6 of them and all in different sizes. So let's take the phone, take off the back plastic cover. I always try to be as gentle as possible. So let's take out the battery. And now we're left. I've already taken out the SIM card. The micro SD card comes out like that. Put it aside, and we've got the, well, not naked phone, but we've taken out all that can be taken out without any tools. So if you've got a need to change this bottom area containing the speaker, you can just do that part separately. So let me just, my tools also need some assembly. We tighten this. We take it, put it in, and start unscrewing. There are 4 screws holding this bottom part in place. So let's take them out and see what we can do from there. Well, will you come out? So now I've got so many tools, I'm not sure which one to use. Let's take a thin plastic one and start prying. Well, maybe we need a stronger one. How's this one? Yeah, this one works. So we've lifted both ends, and this part should just come off like that. Here's the speaker and its contacts. I believe this part also contains the antenna. So let's put it aside. And now, if we want to go further, we need to unscrew all these remaining screws. So let's get started. The screws are all the same size, so I'm not paying much attention in storing them away, as they'll go in back anywhere. So once we've undone all the screws, we can now get started with separating the 2 parts of the phone. So maybe this wide spudger might be the right thing, or maybe this a bit narrower one. We need to get in between these 2 parts. Maybe we can start at the bottom. Yeah, it goes in quite easily at the bottom. and then just go around. Yeah, you can hear the clips releasing. So now we're at the top. This is quite handy actually, and it does the trick beautifully. Also, it's important not to damage this quite sensitive plastic frame with sort of chrome finish, which comes off easily if you scratch it. So now we're done with the clips, and we can probably just pull this plastic cover off. It's off, it's not scratched or damaged, so let's put it aside. Now we're into some guts of the phone. You can see quite a lot of flat cable connections. This is the antenna cable. There are also some screws holding the main board in place. So let's undo practically all of these connections. Always be careful when disconnecting these cable connections. So now that we've undone all of the connections, let me just release this one too. Let's unscrew the one black screw holding the main board in place. You can see it here. Now that it's out, if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to oh no, I almost missed the little silver screw here. So let's take it out too. This one is a bit shorter than the other silver screws, so take note of that. Of course, the main screen flat cable is still connected, so that's why the main board isn't coming out, but now we've got some progress. As you may see, this part containing the micro SD slot and the SIM slot is connected to the main board with this flat cable and can be unstuck. I believe it's just held down with some adhesive. So if you need to change your SIM tray and micro SD tray, you can, I believe, I'm not sure, I'm not positive, you can just buy this part and connect it to your mainboard quite easily. Here we've got the main camera. It gets unstuck quite easily and you can pull it out, place it somewhere safe. So this is our main board. As you may see, Qualcomm chips here. This is the i9505 International LTE version. So let's put this aside, see what we've got left. Well, I believe this headphone connector should also come out. We've undone the little silver screw, you may remember, going through this hole, and it's free now. So what else do we have here? We have the main speaker, and we've got some sensors and the IR blaster and the front facing camera underneath this black metal bracket. And also here's the vibration module. So let's get started and take all of them out. And that's probably the last thing I'll be showing you today. I'll leave this bottom part as it is. So let's try and use all these different tools I've got now. So we need to pry this metal bracket up carefully, of course. So now we have access to the front facing camera, which should come out quite easily, as it does. There's a small amount of adhesive holding the sensors in place, and this part is a one-piece set. So we should be able to get it unstuck. It may be a bit harder if you're doing it the first time. So that's that, and all that's left is this vibration module. That's also held down with some adhesive, so you will need to come from this side and use some tool to get it unstuck. This part will also be held down with some adhesive and may not come out this easily the first time you do it. Sorry, my hands tend to get a bit shaky. So now that we've done all that, there's basically nothing to do but to start reassembling the phone. So incredible as that may sound, you just reverse the procedure and hope it works at the end. So let's get the vibration module stuck down. It's important to align it properly, as it is with everything else. Now our main speaker and proximity sensor, IR blaster. What else is there? There's another sensor. And we need to get it stuck back really well. It needs to be firmly placed and touching the front of the screen. Okay, let's put the front facing camera back, and the bracket holding them in place. Okay, so it's in place, holding down, and everything is well. We've got the headphone jack, not the jack but the connector, 3.5 millimeter, and that is that part. So let's get to the main camera. I believe this metal frame can also be exchanged independently of the camera itself. So let's put it back in its place. So again, carefully apply pressure when you got the connectors in place. And now we have to carefully place the main board back on to the screen, taking care of all these cables that need to snap onto it later. So as much as you can, get them out of the way and slowly put it back in. I'll try it this way. Okay, these two are out of the way. This one also. Maybe we can come from this side. So now they are all on the upper side. Well, as you can see, it may be a bit tricky, but in the end, if you're careful and patient, it all aligns well. So now you just have to reconnect these cables. Take your time, it's quite important to make sure all the connections are done properly and you won't have to disassemble the phone again. This cable can be a bit tricky, so take your time and make sure the connections are firm. And this part connects here. Again, take your time. Well, I believe you heard it snap in place. Make sure the cable itself isn't in the way of something else. There is a groove it needs to follow. So if it's in there, I believe you should be okay. Now, if I remember correctly, we've got a little silver screw going in here, a little black one going in here, and then we are ready to put the the back cover, I'm sorry, on. So let's get these things back into place. The little black one. And the back plastic cover. I just like to make final checks before putting the cover back on. It should snap into place. You should hear a lot of clicking. There is some flexibility to this plastic frame, so don't be afraid to press down quite strongly, I would say. So let's put the speaker assembly back, and then let's put all the screws back into place and hope for the best. Well, 2 clicks are here, and let's get started with the screws. And the last screw goes in. For now, let's just put the micro SD card back in. I'll put the SIM card back in later. Pop in the battery, the back cover. Also a lot of snapping. And once it's in place, you can try to boot the phone. Since we've got this cloth in the toolkit, let's make some use of it. Okay. In case you were wondering why there was no sound with the boot animation, you can see the phone was on vibrate, and that was the sound. Thanks for watching. I believe we've shown there are some quite useful tools found in the 23-piece set I've presented to you today. I'll leave a link in the video description if you would like to get it for yourself. Thanks for watching and goodbye.